Happy New Year, everybody. It's Mark Sebastian, your only option, founder of OptionPick.com. And going into the new year, I kind of want to share with you my two big tips that you need to know for preparing for the year. You know, this is about the time everybody makes all of these crazy predictions about things that are going to go on. They start worrying about things like, oh, the Fed's going to do this, or the president is going to do that. Or the economy is going to do this. So I really want to give you kind of the groundwork for developing a quick and basic and dirty action plan. And the way you develop a quick and dirty and good action plan is really founded on two rules. And you're going to say, worry about the Fed, worry about this, worry about that. No. The two main rules are really simple. Don't plan around what you know. All right. And what do I mean by that? Well, what do we know? Well, we know there's an election, so it probably won't mess with markets very much. We know that the Fed is going to dial it back on repo. Probably won't affect markets too much. We know that the US and China are going to sign a trade deal in a couple of weeks. Well, it probably won't affect markets. Maybe you get some small little ripples out of those events, but they're not year-changing events. So, for instance, we're recording this on over the weekend of the 4th, and nobody in the world saw this Iranian news coming out. That's something that we didn't know, which brings us to rule 2. Start thinking about what you don't know. What could happen? What could really change this year? And so get out of the concept of, well, this is going to happen, so this is going to happen, and start thinking about the ifs, because the ifs, ands, or whats and buts are really BUTs, not BUTTs, by the way, are what is really going to drive us in 2020 and through the whole decade. It's all going to be based on things that we don't know, all right, or very few people know. That's really the key. So if you're reading about something that could affect markets in the Wall Street Journal, probably not news. If you're reading about something that could affect markets and you're kind of thinking about how it could affect markets, but drawing it from something that doesn't talk about markets, that's really where you might be able to pull something. You're going to find more things that affect the overall S&P 500 in the front section of the newspaper than you are in the business section. So that's kind of the thing to remember, all you New York Times, Chicago Tribune, and LA Times readers, and USA Today. Worry about that front section. Worry less about the business section. Worry about actually the metro section. So what's metro? That's the local. All right, what's happening locally that has ripple effects nationwide. So again, remember those rules. Rule 1, forget what you know. Rule 2, think about and try and contemplate what you don't know. And that's how you build your action plan for 2020 and for the rest of the year. Speaking of the rest of the year and 2020 action plans, on January 14th, on January 14th, I will be presenting my battle plan for 2020. It'll be the one trade that you need to make, and it'll be how to spot that sell-off with market signals, not news signals. So when the big sell-off happens, that I think might happen in 2020, you know what to look for. It's going to be 7 Eastern time on January 14th. You go to optionpick.com/event to get yourself registered. Cannot wait to see you there. Have a great weekend. Have a great day. And have a great 2020. Cannot wait to see you on January 14th. Have a good one.